Let's break down Piedmont clay soil and your NC concrete slab. Here's what you need to know. North Carolina Piedmont clay swells when wet and shrinks when dry, and it eats concrete slabs that were not designed for it. Here is what the soil under your home actually does and how a slab survives it. Quick answer. The dominant soil across central and western North Carolina is Piedmont clay, Cecil and Pacolet series, and it has a plasticity index high enough that it swells when wet and shrinks when dry. A properly designed slab compensates for that movement with thickness, reinforcement, a compacted gravel cushion, and edge drainage. A slab that does not compensate cracks at year 3 to 7, settles at corners by year 8 to 12, and fails entirely by year 15 to 20. The cost difference between a slab that survives clay and a slab that does not is usually less than 12% at pour time. Moving on to what Piedmont clay actually is. If you have ever dug a hole anywhere from Gastonia to Wake Forest, you know the dirt under your topsoil is red, dense, and sticky when wet. That is Piedmont clay. It is classified by the USDA as the Cecil and Pacolet soil series, and it is the dominant soil across the central and western half of North Carolina. Charlotte, Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Hickory, Statesville, Mooresville, Gastonia. Every major NC population center inside the Piedmont sits on it. Two numbers describe how Piedmont clay behaves around concrete. The first is the plasticity index, which measures how much the soil deforms when you add or remove water. Piedmont clay's plasticity index runs between 25 and 35, high enough that the soil measurably changes volume with moisture. The second is shrink-swell potential, which is rated moderate to high. In practical terms, that means the soil under your slab moves up to 3/4 inch over a wet-dry cycle and sometimes more in an extended drought. Next up, how clay damages a slab. Clay does not crack concrete by being clay. It cracks concrete by being uneven clay. A slab poured on uniformly wet or uniformly dry clay would survive almost any reasonable thickness. The problem is that the clay under one corner of your slab is rarely at the same moisture as the clay under the opposite corner. Rain runs off the high side toward the low side. The downslope side stays wet longer. The shaded side dries slower than the sunny side. Roof runoff concentrates near one corner. An irrigation zone keeps a strip of soil wet that the rest of the lot does not get. Subscribe for more concrete tips. Thanks for watching.